Hello, thank you for joining me in a new video. This time I have the little F7 Pro. Let's start. This device has just been launched, so let's unbox it to get to know it better. But first, let me tell you the price. Globally, it is priced at $499, although there is a discount of $50 for first-time buyers. Currently, it is available in Mexico, and I've left the link in the description for you to purchase it on Mercado Libre, where it's priced at 11,501 pesos at this moment. Let's take the device out of the box. We find a small envelope with a yellow hue, similar to past generations. Inside there's a case, the tool for the tray and documentation. As expected, nothing unusual, but I like the solid non-transparent case. Over time, it will gradually turn yellow. The material is fully flexible, featuring semi-rigid corners that I believe will provide a solid level of protection for the device. In fact, it is already hinting to us that the camera module will be positioned in the upper left corner of the device. Now, let's continue to explore the contents. We are now introduced directly to the device itself, along with this small bag that starts to showcase some of the most appealing specifications of this device that we are about to discover. Next up, let me carefully remove the sticker so we can take a closer look at the rear design. As you can see, it prominently features this circle of the camera module. It comes with an additional circle cutout, providing a unique aesthetic touch. For a device from this brand, I must say the design isn't too bad. At least this time, they refrained from making the brand logo overly large in this area, which is something I disliked in previous models. I believe it's not bad at all. In fact, it is regarded as a significantly more premium device than what we're accustomed to with the brand. Although since the last generation they had already made this leap in the F series, so they've confirmed it here. Let's power on the device, and while it boots up, we'll check what else comes in the box. Now, let's take a look at what we find here in the box, and it will be the 90 watts charger, a charger that thankfully is included in the box. In this particular case, Xiaomi employs its own fast charging protocol, which is why I believe it is quite crucial for them to provide the original charger. Fortunately, the charger is not overly large or cumbersome, which is an aspect I personally appreciate. Additionally, the package includes the cable. However, one aspect I'm not too fond of is that the charger still uses the USB-A port, which isn't the most modern option. Consequently, the cable features USB-A at one end and USB-C at the other. Both ends have the little heads painted in orange for easy identification more easily. As I always tell you, you need to make sure to use the original cable if you want to get the maximum power out of the charger. That's everything that comes right here in the box. So next, we're going to focus entirely on the phone to explore all of its specifications, but first, let me show you what it looks like with the case on, and also what it looks like without a case on, so you can tell me which model you actually prefer. I actually really like how it looks with the case on. I prefer it because it gives it a matte design. Without the case, it tends to have a more reflective design, which personally I don't find as appealing, even though the reflection is mainly on the top, since the bottom has a sort of satin finish. I genuinely appreciate the design, and for me to say that about such a small device is a significant improvement. I believe I would choose to use it with the case, but please let me know how you would choose to use it by sharing your thoughts in the comments below. We already have the device set up right here, so let's take a moment to get familiar with its specifications in detail. It's 8 and 12 millimeters thick and weighs 206 grams. It features aluminum frames that provide a very premium feel when you touch it. Additionally, it comes with IP certification against water and dust, and it has Gorilla Glass on the front. Now, although Gorilla Glass is below Gorilla Glass Victus, personally I would have preferred to see that higher level of protection. However, I suppose considering the device is attempting to adjust its price, and I don't mind seeing these kinds of small reductions. It's important to remember that we are discussing the flagship model of this brand, which means it will feature impressive details. One remarkable aspect is that it includes an ultrasonic fingerprint reader. This means there's no need for the bothersome light emitted by optical fingerprint readers, and it operates much faster. The screen measures 6.67 inches diagonally, adhering to all the Xiaomi guidelines, and we proceed to discover with a WQHD resolution, which some people call 2K. It is an exceptionally detailed AMOLED display featuring 120 Hz, and it reaches a peak brightness of 3200 nits when viewing HDR content. Without HDR, the peak brightness is still 1800 nits, which is incredibly high regardless. This display boasts a 12-bit color depth, ensuring that the gradients appear exceptionally professional. We will also find stereo sound with speaker at the bottom and speaker in the earpiece area for calls. The sound in first impressions has not surprised me too much. It stands out a little in mid-frequencies, but if you have equalizer, so you can probably improve it in a good way. The front camera will be 20 megapixels with aperture f2.2. And fixed focus as usual. On the screen you are seeing the capture before taking the picture where it looks totally overexposed, the background, and then the process result where it makes a better balance of light and shadow. In selfies I think it meets well without becoming its highlight. For the back we will find 50 megapixel main camera using the Light Fusion 800 sensor, has f-aperture 1.6, optical stabilization and autofocus. Then we will find an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with f-aperture 2.2 and fixed focus, and it seems to have a third camera, but the reality here is there's no camera. Now, looking at these pictures with the ultra wide camera, the result is positive. It's not ultra spectacular, but it has good detail. Then the 24mm main camera also gives a good result, handling a backlit scene well, and it allows cropping within the sensor. See the 48mm photos that zoom too. With the 96mm 3x zoom, the result is positive, maintaining very good detail and effectively using the 50 megapixel sensor. Now you're seeing the 10x zoom, which is fully digital. Here you start to notice a slight lack of detail and the maximum zoom is 20x. It seems to me an honest maximum zoom. It's not too bad, but clearly it's not a zoom specialist. This is noteworthy because within this price range, there are competitors that already offer telephoto cameras with superior zoom quality. Therefore, it seems that the camera might not be the main focus of this device. In fact, regarding video recording, it is noted that it can reach up to K at frames per second, but this applies to the main camera. As for the ultra-wide camera, it is noted that K resolution is not available, and unfortunately, the front camera also lacks this capability. 4K resolution, this really bothered me quite a bit. In terms of software, the device is equipped with Xiaomi's HyperOS OS, which is based on Android 15. Interestingly, it includes Xiaomi Hyper AI artificial intelligence features in addition to Google's Gemini. Therefore, it offers text redaction options, dynamic wallpaper generation, and photo editing capabilities. It can also generate content to remove objects or people, extend images, improve focus, and perform other tasks. Moreover, it includes a voice recorder that provides transcription and summary features. When it comes to translation, it's important to note that it incorporates a variety of artificial intelligence functions. The battery is quite impressive, boasting a capacity of 6,000 mAh. While this capacity might initially sound quite spectacular, it's essential that we put it to the test to truly understand how it stands up against other devices. Personally, I've encountered numerous devices that claim to have large batteries, but in actual tests, they don't perform as well as expected. So, it's crucial that we wait for the test results to get a clearer picture. For now, the number looks like a huge battery. It supports 90 watts cable charging. The manufacturer promises full charge in less than 49 min. We are also going to test that in the review to tell you absolutely everything. And well, we are going to find 250 or 512 GB of storage. In this case, I have the edition with 512. And remember that Xiaomi has somehow managed to compress, or I don't know what it does, but it offers you another 16 GB extra. So in storage, I don't think you're going to have any kind. We'll see you next time. Plus, it includes 12 GB of physical RAM and by default, an additional 6 GB of virtual RAM. And finally, the processor is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is definitely powerful. Just look at the Geekbench results. It scored 2,114 points in single core and 6,299 points in multi-core. In Antutu, it nearly reached 2 million points. It seems the cooling tools that this device can have are also helpful to keep up an extremely high performance. However, for now, this is just an initial look at what this device might provide us. Keep in mind that soon we'll have the complete review to explore it more thoroughly. For now, we have come to the conclusion of this video. If you enjoyed it, you know you can let us know, and we'll catch you next time.